The story of the Chrysler Airflow is one of the most surprising comebacks in the car industry. Chrysler, an old American car brand that was once very powerful, had been quiet for many years with only a few models in the market. Many people thought Chrysler was slowly fading away, but then something changed. At the 2022 Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Chrysler showed the world a new concept called the Airflow. The name was not new. It came from the 1930s, when Chrysler released a car called the Airflow that was far ahead of its time. The original Airflow from 1934 to 1937 was one of the first cars designed with aerodynamics in mind. It had smooth curves, a modern look, and engineering that was different from the heavy, boxy cars of that era. While it was not a big sales success, it left an important mark in the history of car design. So when Chrysler brought the Airflow name back, it was more than just a new vehicle. It was a link to history and a promise of a bold future. The new Airflow concept was a crossover SUV, and it looked very different from what Chrysler had been selling in recent years. The design was sleek and modern, with smooth lines, a wide stance, and a futuristic front end. Many people said it looked ready for production, not just a show car. Under the surface, it was even more exciting. The Airflow was presented as a fully electric vehicle with dual motors, one at the front and one at the back, which meant it would have all-wheel drive. Chrysler said it was targeting a range of 350 to 400 miles on a single charge, which would put it right up against leading electric SUVs from Tesla and Ford. This was a big deal because Chrysler had not launched a new product in years, and suddenly it was talking about competing at the highest level of the EV market. Technology was another major part of the promise. Chrysler showed an interior that was filled with screens. The driver had a digital display, the passenger had their own screen, and the back seat also had access to connected features. The system was designed to receive over-the-air updates, just like a smartphone, which meant the car could improve and gain new features even after being purchased. Chrysler also talked about using Level 3 autonomous driving, called STLA Auto Drive, which would allow hands-free driving in certain conditions. This idea of comfort, safety, and connectivity made the Airflow stand out as more than just a car. It was being shown as a tech space on wheels. Inside the cabin, Chrysler also highlighted the use of sustainable materials and open, roomy design. It was aimed at families and modern buyers who wanted both comfort and technology. The cabin lighting, the seats, and the clean layout made the concept feel fresh compared to older Chrysler models. Reviewers said it was a huge step forward, almost like Chrysler was becoming a different brand altogether. What made the reveal so powerful was the bigger plan behind it. Chrysler announced that it wanted to become an all-electric brand by 2028. The Airflow was the symbol of that plan, the first step toward a complete transformation. For years, Chrysler had been known only for the Pacifica minivan and the aging 300 sedan. Suddenly, with this concept, the company was saying it wanted to lead again. The Airflow was not just a car, it was a message. Chrysler was not dead, it was preparing for the future. The reaction from the media and fans was strong. Many said this was the comeback Chrysler needed. The design looked production-ready, the numbers were competitive, and the overall package felt serious. People compared it to the Tesla Model Y and Ford Mustang Mach-E, wondering if Chrysler could really deliver something in the same league. Industry experts said the Airflow could be Chrysler's ticket back into relevance after years of silence. It gave hope to those who had written the brand off. But while the Airflow concept created excitement, there was also curiosity about what would happen next. Would Chrysler really build it as shown? Would it actually come out in 2025 or 2026 as many expected? These questions hung in the air. Still, in that moment, the Airflow was the most exciting thing Chrysler had shown in decades. It was a comeback story in the making. As the first part of this story ends, we see Chrysler on the edge of a new chapter. The Airflow name, once tied to history, was suddenly on everyone's lips again. The promise was bold, the design was fresh, and the vision was clear. Yet the car world is full of surprises, and Chrysler's journey with the Airflow was about to take a turn no one saw coming. The stage was set, but the next chapter would bring shock and doubt to those who had placed their hopes on this electric dream. The excitement around the Chrysler Airflow did not last forever. In 2025, news broke that Chrysler had decided to pause the project. Internal communications with suppliers confirmed that spending on the program had been suspended until further notice. For many fans and industry watchers, this came as a shock. After years of silence, Chrysler had finally shown something bold and inspiring, and now it seemed like that vision was slipping away. People started to wonder if the Airflow had been canceled completely or if Chrysler was simply changing direction. The reason behind the pause was not a mystery. The electric vehicle market in North America was slowing down. Sales growth was weaker than many automakers expected, and some companies were facing problems with costs, charging infrastructure, and customer demand. At the same time, Stellantis, the parent company of Chrysler, was rethinking how quickly it wanted to push forward with new EVs in the United States. Chrysler's leadership also wanted a design that stood out more. Reports said the Chrysler CEO felt that the Airflow concept was too safe, too close to existing EV crossovers on the market. Instead, Chrysler was told to go back to the drawing board and come up with something bolder. Another issue was the name itself. Chrysler found that the word Airflow did not connect well with customers. While it had history, it also carried mixed memories from the 1930s, when the original Airflow failed in the market. Because of this, Chrysler began to explore other names for the production vehicle. This meant that the concept people had admired in 2022 might never reach showrooms under the Airflow name. While this was disappointing, Chrysler did not give up on its future. The company still plans to be an all-electric brand by 2028. Instead of launching the Airflow as shown, Chrysler is now working on a different crossover that could take inspiration from another concept called the Halcyon. This design is even more futuristic, with dramatic styling and advanced technology ideas. At the same time, Chrysler has promised a refreshed version of the Pacifica minivan in 2026, which will help keep the brand alive until the new crossover arrives. So what could the comeback look like now? If Chrysler follows through, the crossover that replaces the Airflow may still target a driving range of around 400 miles, offer very fast charging, and include the same connected technology that was promised before. It would likely focus on families and modern buyers who want a roomy and high-tech vehicle. Chrysler has the chance to bring sustainable materials, advanced safety features, and a strong software system into the mix, making it not just a car but a digital product on wheels. The big question is whether Chrysler can deliver on time and with the level of quality needed to compete against Tesla, Ford, Hyundai, and other EV makers. After the pause, people are more cautious about believing promises. Still, the hope is there. The Airflow concept showed what Chrysler could do if it committed to innovation. Even if the final product has a different name and a different look, the spirit of that concept may still guide Chrysler's comeback. For car fans, this story is a reminder of how quickly things can change in the industry. A brand that looked forgotten can suddenly spark interest again. A concept that excited the world can just as quickly be delayed or reshaped. Yet the fact that Chrysler is even in this conversation again is important. The company has a long history, and with the right product, it could become strong once more. As this story closes, the Chrysler Airflow stands as both a promise and a lesson. It showed what Chrysler wanted to be, and it revealed the challenges that come with chasing a comeback. Whether it returns in 2026 or later, the idea of the Airflow has already left its mark. It reminded people that Chrysler still has dreams and still has a future to fight for. Thank you for watching this video about the 2026 Chrysler Airflow, the comeback nobody expected. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more updates about cars, technology, and the future of the auto industry, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.